we find a lot of youth who are farming because they have no other options, but they have different dreams. What they lack is the basic knowledge on how to save money and plan for the future. And more than anything, they lack a supportive community who will help them to achieve their dreams.
Thank you. VSLA is actually a Village Savings and Loan Association. So they form them in the communities. These members actually save for a year. Each member has to save. And they have shares ranging from 2,000 Uganda shillings to 5,000, depending on the capacity of the member. So if they keep saving on a weekly basis in a month, they're able to earn good income. And this money is shared at the end of the year with interest. The banks actually look at the youth as a risky intervention. First of all, they don't have the collateral, they're not credit worth, they don't have the skill to maybe manage a business. So you find that so many banks are scared of financing these youth because maybe their loans might go bad and maybe they don't have even the money to save in the bank. So we actually targeting the rural youth. Those are the young women and men in communities that are marginalized, unable to access finances.
I was a leader and I was also a treasurer. I was collecting money. After recording the money in the book, we put the money in the box and keep them inside the house. So I had fear. I had fear that people's money can be taken by thieves. There was 7 million in the box. Even I was fearing even to go behind the house because I thought somebody can come and take the box. I was not taking this to others. It was 2 years.
The first time I approached Janet, she was even scared of going into the bank. Actually, there was this mindset that banks are for the rich. For us low-income earners, we don't go to the bank. But she's able to approach the bank. She's able to come and do the transactions from the bank. There's no fear anymore because the banks are there. They're able to go and access the money. They're able to save and they earn interest at a lower charges.
From my primary level, I was admiring the teachers. Yes. Because I was seeing them with life. It was my dream to be a teacher. And it was my dream to get a school of my own.
When you don't believe in yourself, you won't do anything. So before we even encourage them to do what we do, to attend all these trainings, we tell them to believe in themselves. Because so many opportunities are around. For example, Janet, she believed in herself. She has a talent. She went through a training of being a teacher, but she didn't have a school. She thought about going to the urban area maybe to teach from a certain school, but through the trainings we gave them, she was able to scan around her community. She found that there was no school nearby.
Children were suffering because most of the schools are very far from here. That's why we decided to construct a nursery school. I knew how to teach children. I had limited capital to construct permanent buildings. They taught us lessons like how can we use things in the environment and we make businesses. I looked around and I got timbers and trees and I constructed that structure. Letter A sounds, letter A sounds, letter B sounds, letter B. I want my children to be very important people in the world. I want them to study such that they can come out good people in the community. I want them to get jobs like nurses, doctors, even teachers, because I also a teacher. I'm also a teacher.
with starting a school, she's now earning and she's also supporting the community around. She's a role model now among her community.
And a stick. Everything is possible when you have practiced it. But before practicing it, you see it as a big thing, as an impossible. But when you put it in your minds that I can do this, yes, you can do it.